Hello, everyone. Thanks for coming. Such a good crowd. Um, yep. Today I'm talking about my journey, road to Ironman. So everyone know what is Ironman, but who don't know what Ironman is. So Ironman is a triathlon. It's widely considered the most toughest triathlon in the world. So it has swim, bike, run. So swim 3.8 kilometers, bike 180 kilometers, and followed by a marathon, which is 42.2. So it has to be done 15 to 17 hours, depends on the geographical conditions. Where I have done Ironman New Zealand, it was 17 hours. So where it all started. So I think everybody is familiar with this logo. So in 2016, I was holding my redundancy letter in my hand. And the first thing I told myself is, whatever happens, happens for a reason. And I was also told that I'll get my redundancy pay. I was like, yay. Because I know that I'm going to get a job one day for sure. And I was enjoying my redundancy pay, skiing, trekking, cross-training, and traveling a lot. And meanwhile, all the time I had so many questions coming up, but one main question got stuck in my head, which was, what have you done worth remembering it in your life? And I've left a blank here because the answer was blank, nothing. I've done quite a lot, but when this question got stuck in my head, there was nothing which came into my head and I was happy about. So then I had so many other questions, like what are you good at? What do you like? What is the most challenging thing? And when it comes to what are you good at, I was like, oh, wow, I don't know, to be honest. And then I was like, OK, what do you like? And I said, OK, I like outdoor activities. And then, OK, then what is your toughest challenge? I was like, that time, 2016, running a marathon was the toughest challenge for me. So I started running. I decided to run a marathon on October 3rd. So I started running a kilometer every day. And I had a rule. What I did was start off running 1 kilometer every day and increase that distance by 10% every week. And I was following that rule, only one rule, religiously, and I was continuing that. And meanwhile, I was not comfortable with my shoes, so I started running barefoot. I explored barefoot running. I still do. But when I decided to do a 10K run in ASB Summer Starter, I mailed to the race director saying, oh, well, is barefoot allowed? He said, nah. Then I had to switch on to shoes. So meanwhile, when I was learning more about running, I got to learn about, OK, swimming and cycling is a good recovery. Yes, I have a normal hybrid bike where I go on cycling, but I never got into swimming. And on November 7th, the first thing when I got up, I saw this post. Here's Milind Soman. He's a model actor from India. He did his Ironman in 2015 at the age of 50, and that is how I came to know about Ironman distance. And so this is the post. Register for Ultraman Florida in Feb 2017. I saw this post. I was like, oh, wow, what's Ultraman? And then I learned about Ultraman. And then I started, I thought, OK, I was doing cycling as my recovery, but I never did swimming. So I thought, OK, I'll go to Jelly Park and do some swimming. And then assuming that I'm an excellent swimmer, and I never got into a 50-meter pool, which I did only in 25 meter. And I thought, OK, I'll swim 500 meters, maybe in 15, 20 minutes, and then go home. But I jumped in the pool, and in first 50 meters, I realized I can't swim. Because literally, I stopped 4 times. And well, I didn't give up. It took me 1 hour, 28 to 30 minutes. I finished 500 meters swimming, and swim actually challenged me. And then I was like, OK, maybe I'm an attention seeker, or maybe I want multiple things. So I clubbed 3 together: swim, bike, and run. And I learned swimming myself and got into triathlons. And when I got into triathlons, I didn't do much research, but I was looking for all pro triathletes. I was looking Ironman highlights online, YouTube, and I was getting. So I was like, I need some coaching. So I was texting everybody. I texted Meredith Kessler. I did text all the professional triathletes, but some of them are kind. They replied me saying that, no, we can't train you. Some of them didn't even reply. And then I was watching a video about, okay, is there any other Indians who have done Ironman? Then I got this name and I Googled it, and from this website, I flicked an email him saying, hey, I want to do an Ironman. Can you coach me? And surprisingly, within 2 days, I got a reply saying that, oh, I'm busy at the moment, but this is my phone number, and I'll give you a call once I got back home. Then we got on WhatsApp conversation, video call, and then on the conversation, he asked me a few questions. The questions were these: how far you can swim? I said, oh wow, I can swim about 100 to 150 meters, maybe multiple stops. I was like, okay. Another question is, how many kilometers you can bike? Oh, well, I can bike about 10, 15, I guess, because I was doing only 5 to 10 kilometers. And then he asked me, like, how many kilometers you can run? I was like, I can run about 3 kilometers. And he asked me, do you have a Garmin? I was like, what Garmin is? And then he patiently listened to all my stupid answers. Later I realized that I think I'm wasting his time, not my time. And then I told him, like, I'll get back to you later. And 5 months back, I gave him a call, and the stats were different. And he asked me the same questions. He asked me, how long you can swim? I said, 3.5, 3.8 kilometers. And he asked me, how many kilometers you can bike? I said, 100 kilometers. And how many kilometers you can run? I said, 14. And then he asked me another question. He didn't ask me a question, but I was pointing this when I was talking. He said, oh wow, I can look at Garmin. And meanwhile, I finished Christchurch Crown, which is a 1,000 meters swim, and a Sea to Sky challenge, which is a triathlon, happens in Christchurch. And then he said, yep, let's do this. Then so I've gone through quite a lot, from not able to swim to swim. And I had a couple of injuries, ITB issues and calf injuries, where my running became my weakest, where it's supposed to be strongest. It became the weakest, but meanwhile, I improved my swim and bike a lot. When it came to Ironman 70.3, I was suffering from calf injury. I was not that fit when it comes to my running. I thought, okay, half marathon, if I finish my swim and bike in a decent amount of time, I'll have plenty of time so that if I walk and jog, I should be able to finish my run. But on Thursday night, the race was on Saturday, December 9th, and I got a news. I got a news from one of my friends. Have you checked the news? I was like, what's the news about? Swim got cancelled, and it became a duathlon. So yeah, it was a tough day. I ran 3. So it became a duathlon instead of swim, bike, run. It's run, bike, run. So it's a 3-kilometer run followed by a 90-kilometer bike ride followed by a half marathon. And luckily nothing got stuck on my leg. And on the first 3K, bike went fast, but I had a terrible calf injury again on my run. So I took a lot of time. That's not my pace when I'm running 21 kilometers. But well, I finished. And came to my Ironman New Zealand. I was fit in, January was the toughest training month I had. My coach told me, like, you're going to have a toughest training month. I said, oh wow, okay, let's see how it goes. But yeah, I had to manage 3 to 4 training sessions every day. It was really tough, managing work, managing training, and managing cooking and helping. So had many sleepless nights during the journey. And finally, yep, on March 3rd, I did Ironman New Zealand, and I did my swim in 1 hour 23, bike. And well, I never had any cramps before in my life, but run again hit me hard on my race day. But managed to finish my Ironman on March 3rd in 14 hours, 59 minutes. And coming to my future goals, yes, I am doing an Ultraman for sure. Maybe, I don't know when, but I'm aiming for it. I'll do another Ironman maybe next year, end of next year. And then I'll aim for an Ultraman. It's all about money, to be honest. I wish I have money. Once I finish my Ultraman, and then I'll get into swimming. I want to swim Cook Strait, and then get on English Channel. And then I keep doing Ironman, and I want to travel more. That's me. I think somebody has questions here.
Yes. What's an Ultraman?
So Ultraman is a 3-day triathlon. So on day 1, you swim 10 kilometers in 6 hours, under 6 hours, and then followed by a 146-kilometer bike ride. That's day 1, which is supposed to be done under 12 hours. On day 2, it's 276-kilometer bike ride, and under 12 hours. And on day 3, it's 84-kilometer run, under 12 hours. Yep.
Thank you so much.
Cheers. Thank you so much.